ancient Troy is burned to ash, those warriors scatter round the globe, to Rome, to Spain, to Britain's shores.
Yes, get to the story.
And some scatter here to Camelot.
Yes.
Great deeds by kings, great marvels arise from Camelot, where there resides great King Arthur, the greatest king by far.
Yes, we know all about Arthur. The story.
So gathered here are Arthur's men, who come here as the season ends, for mirth and tourney sports and songs. For 15 days their fare is meat and merriment. Here sits Gawain with his dear Guinevere, whose gray eyes dance, whose sides drape silk, who sit beneath her tapestries beside the good Gawain.
What is that? Oh, the king! It's Arthur!
The king! A joyful tumult rises, a merry din. Cheers from ladies and their knights as Arthur enters in.
Hey!
I'm hungry, let's eat!
Winter's warmest welcome and wishes, friends. Soon dinner will be served, but first it is our custom here not to dine until we have a tale or two. Adventures we want most welcome here, and all marvels get a cheer. Or stories, or heroes, war, or stories, or beasts.
Yes, our story.
Adventure, deeds.
Ooh, monsters. I'm not so sure about monsters.
If not a tale, let's have a game where one knight fights another knight in a robust, rumbling joust.
Oh, yes, a joust.
Give me a sword, I'll fight.
Yes, go Camelot.
They hush. They wait as trumpets blow and food is served. Sweetmeats and more. No tables bare, but food that's there grows cold as Arthur pauses.
No one dares eat. Someone do something, I'm hungry. Ooh, but I hear something.
Then suddenly, outside the walls, outside the room from far away, there comes a noise. The music stops and bursts into this room, some awesome thing.
Oh, suddenly I'm not so hungry.
A man as tall as ever was, from neck to waist so square and thick, his loins and limbs so long and great, a handsome one who was ever rode, his back and breast so vast, his gut and waist so slim, yet he is tall, fair in shape, and he is green.
Green indeed. He's green. Whoa.
Entirely so. A fur-lined mantle on his top, a hood pulled back lies on his back. Green leggings clutch his massive calves. Gold spurs and boots and belts bejeweled, embroidered all with birds and flowers in green. His horse is well bedecked with jewels, the stirrups, crupper, bits all gold, his saddle reins and saddle bow all green. Indeed, the very horse he rides is great and thick and colored green.
What is this thing?
Really?
The noble warrior sits surprised and still as stone on seeing this splendid man in green, with hair to match his horse's hair, which like his beard hangs to his chest, and gold wire braids his horse's mane, which one knot of hair and one knot of gold so woven through the horse's tail. Indeed, in gems the man is entwined, his hair enweaved with golden bells.
Let me just say, green has never been my favorite color, and I prefer a more modest use of jewels. But I don't argue with giants like that!
Really?
With fearsome eyes of fiery green.
No armor wears, no helmet dons, he holds no sword nor spear. One hand holds a holly twig, the other an axe whose edge is green.
Who governs here this motley crew?
Sir, welcome to my great warm hall. I'm Arthur, lord of this small space. Dismount, dear guest, and sit a while, and dine with us. All mine is yours.
I'll linger not, but see the king and his courageous knights, who are, I'm told, the best that be they are. I bring this holly branch, which proves I come in peace. For had I come to fight, I'd wear my armor on my back, a helmet on my head. Not these fine clothes good for playing games and making sport, if I can find a one who dares to play with me.
Welder knight, if you seek a fight, here should be fight enough for you.
None here appear a match for me. I seek a man who's man enough, and bold enough in blood and heart, and brash enough to dare to play a game with me, to exchange some blows. The game is this: I'll bare my neck, and take from him a blow with this great axe. Thereafter, 1 year and a day, I'll give to him the same. None in this crowd dares me in this.
You call that a game? Astonishing. The man is nuts. Leave well enough alone.
His eyes are red, he looks about, he bends his brows, he swings his head, he waves his beard.
His great green beard.
I thought that this was Arthur's house with knights of such renown, but this one man with simple words has brought you nobles down.
He laughs at us from his green heart.
Arthur blushes angry now, his knights await his lead.
It seems a foolish challenge, sir. But if a fight is what you seek, this you have found, the place for it. I'll take the axe and give you what you please.
My king, I beg you, please, let this honor be all mine. You are the boldest of our lot, but he challenges all of us. And what a crime it would be if we let this thing go unanswered. Many here are bold enough and worthy of this work, but it would far better be if I, the weakest of the lot, the feeblest here of wit, should do this work for you. Thus risking me, you risk not much. And I, ill-suited for this work, gain most from all the doing.
He flatters good King Arthur, demeans himself. So good is Gawain's heart that the heroes give him the game.
Well, let me get this straight. Gawain chops off this guy's head. Check. Then a year or so goes by and the green man gets to chop off his. Check. Some game, I'd say. Anyone else see some problems here?
Take care, Gawain, and cut him right. If so, you may avoid his turn.
But first, my friend, I'll know your name and have you repeat the terms.
I am Gawain who does this deed. I swing this axe through your thick neck, and then 12 months hence, should you endure, my neck in turn shall take a blow from any weapon you so choose.
Gawain, indeed, I'm glad it's you who deal with what I ask. Our contract is just as you said, except you need to find me out where'er I dwell to take your turn.
And where is that? Where is your home? I'll come because you have my word.
By next New Year's Day, you'll know. Now, play the game and play it well. Worry not. Let's say no more, but do be good and use the axe.
I will at that. And giant sir, I'll be glad to get this done.
There you see the man prepares. He bows his head, pulls back his hair, disclosing a bare neck.
That's green! Oh, I can't look! What a messy game you guys have made!
He grips the axe firm, sets his foot and...
Yuck, is it over? Can I look?
The axe falls smartly on the flesh and severs the Green Knight's head. His head lopped off and goes along, pushed round about the lady's feet.
Cool! Get that thing out of here! Green blood.
The giant stands and binds his head. He holds the hair and mounts his horse and swings his trunk around.
Ugh.
He holds the head so it faces us. The eyelids wide, the eyes look out. It speaks.
All who seek me will me find. So look to it, Gawain, that in 12 months plus 1 day you come to me as promised. For my chapel in the wood, there I'll deal to you as I've been dealt.
He reins his fearsome horse about, and sparks fly from his horse's hooves as he bounds out, head in his hand to some far place that no not of.
Well, I'm glad that's over. I think we've had our game for this year. Time to eat. I wonder how that head thing works.
We've had our marvel for this day, this season's story, and now it's time for laughter now and singing. Time to feast our big and cow, pies and pudding, sweets. Let's eat. Gawain, my knight, hang up the axe. The season's cutting's done. You poets now sing songs to us. Recite new poems of greener days, how Gawain slayed a thing for us that didn't die. And how his axe has given birth to death this wintertide.
Now we arrive at the part I like most.
This is Hansel part. A gift we give on New Year's Day of all the seasons of the year. First winter comes, then comes the spring, when warm rain stirs our sleeping hearts.
Ah, spring, my favorite, of love and that stirring deep inside the center of all things. Oh, yes.
Flowers do follow, then summertime. Fall comes to every leaf and stem, and flowers flower fearlessly as though time never ends. Time to gather in all that's been born.
Ah, fall, that's my favorite too.
And then the winter rounds it out. In wintertime the year will turn, and what's renewed returns to dead. Yes, winter cleans the fertile slate of mind and heart and growth. Wintertime's the time to pause and let the fire inside renew the New Year's cycle.
Yeah, go on, I want to get past winter. I like it a lot. The Yule, the fire, but, well, it's awfully cold.
The Yule resumes. The year runs on. Winter wrestles with itself. The cold fights warm, the ice fights rain. At last, soft showers succeed, and flowers dare show themselves to us, and fields are garmented in green, and birds return to build and sing of love. And solstice time is that time when blossoms swell and rich, rank grows, when woods turn ripe and all of life is filled with music. Wake up, you.
I'm listening.
Are you?
I was just resting my eyes.
We happen then on harvest time, when soft winds blow on seeds and herbs, and plants wax then happily, for such is just the way things live. Dank dew drops from forest leaves, in glory of the sun's last days. As harvest time comes hardening as all prepare for cold.
Ah, fall, my very favorite.
You said that before.
This time I mean it.
The winds now wrestle with the sun. Leaves fall from trees, the earth dries out. The once green grass turns tan, and all that was alive last year now rots. And so the year returns where it began, goes back to where it came unasked. The winter moon illumes the night, and that's the time Gawain recalls the promise he must keep.
A feast for good Gawain.
Ah, yes, a feast. I'm hungry. And beer, for which we happy sing.
Come, knights and ladies, come honor him you love. Bathe him in words and mirth, and we will hide the sorrow in our voices and sing of joyless joys to soothe his soul, prepare him for his duty.
And now, my lord, the time has come. Tomorrow I must leave this place and keep my date with that Green Knight we all remember well.
You're really leaving?
Oh my god, astonishing.
Oh, I thought he might have forgotten all that.
He's a better man than I am. I wouldn't go.
Frankly, that green thing doesn't merit it.
Good king, dear king, it sorrows us that one so worthy as Gawain might, on this errand so contrived, suffer what he can't endure.
I'll not swerve from what's my fate. I'll go as promised. I will keep my word.
Boy, talk about putting his neck on the line.
But it breaks my heart.
Mine too.
It has to be Gawain. I'd go, but no, now it has to be Gawain.
But if someone has to go, I'm glad it isn't me.
He lingers there that winter's day, but come the morn, Gawain prepares. He asks for arms, and they are brought, a padded doublet lined with fur, shoes of steel, guards for shins, his arms shielded with steel plate, and gloves of mail and golden spurs, and last, around his waist, a silken sash.
Bring on his horse, bring Gringole!
Girt with a saddle fringed with gold, a bridle barred and golden bound, rubber breastplate caparisoned, much adorned with golden nails.
Your helmet, sir, and sword.
And so, my lord, adieu. Honor leads me forth to what's unknown.
He spurs his steed and goes so swift, the stones behind him spark with fire.
We shan't be seeing his likes again.
Farewell.
So long, Wayne.
It's been good to know you.
So goes Gawain across the realm, to wend his way across the dark, where wild men live with untamed hearts.
There's one.
Hey, friend! Who are you? Who goes there?
I seek a knight within these woods. Who's green?
Who's green? No, there's no one here like that.
I seek the chapel where he dwells. It's green and is my journey's end.
Leave these woods, friend, and wander on as I would do if I were you. There's no place here such as you seek, and if there is, you're desperate.
And off he goes. Giddy up, giddy up.
No ford he crosses, no road he takes. None are there to help him find the one that he must fight. Savage men who dwell in cliffs think he's weak, throw stones at him, and taunt him from their homes and cliffs. Bulls, bears, and boars prowl through these woods, who long to catch his bark scent. He must endure the cold as well, the winter wind, the snow that falls. He sleeps at night in armor bound, and dreams he'll find at journey's end a man who dwells in some green house.
Reminds me of Wales. The wild woods, the wild men, all those twisted woods and roads and the Welsh. Well, don't get me started.
And so Gawain rides to his doom, through forest deep and strange, most wild, where steep hills rise along each side, where rise before him hoary oaks, entwined in hazel, hawthorn too, all covered over with ragged moss, whereon sit anguished birds on twigs, who pipe the pain of winter's cold. He rides beneath those barren boughs through moss and mire, and softly mourns how he may fail to serve his lord, or worse, he fails to keep his word.
Oh, there's something up ahead of him. Slow down, bud. Up there, ahead. Look.
Where? There! Through boughs of some huge tree, he sees beyond the ditches and debris a dwelling rising on a hill. A castle like some knight must own. Stone walls it has and towers black.
Ah, thank gentle gods who've led me here. A dwelling deep within these woods, where it is warm and there is light, where this night I might safely sleep.
He finds a bridge that spans a moat. The gate is locked, and hard-hewn stones create thick walls of some huge height. A stout but welcome place to be. Inside he sees a tall, warm halls with chimneys and battlements, a place to rest this bitter winter night.
Oh, there's someone there. A porter peeping through a hole in the door.
Hello?
Dear sir, out here is one who begs your favor.
Who are you to ride through such a cold and bitter night?
I pray you, sire, tell your lord I beg a harbor till the morning comes.
Indeed, be welcome here.
They draw the bridge, a crowd comes forth, they warmly greet their guests.
Come on in. Beer. Let's all have some beer. It's a good night for beer.
One holds his horse while he alights and leads him through their bright lit hall, removes his sword and takes his shield, as each knight greets their grateful guest. He goes to where a fierce fire burns, and there the good lord of this place emerges from his chambers.
Good night, most welcome. On this dark hour, a shelter for all who seek some safety from the winter time. All mine that's here, I give to you to serve you as you want.
The noble lord is age advanced, but firm of gait, with stalwart limbs, a face as fierce as warmest fire, his speech quite free, and Gawain does deem he governs such folks well.
Abide with us and rest, refresh yourself, and then join us for our feast and our frivolities.
Gawain is shown a place to rest, amid silk curtains golden hemmed. His bedding sits, his covers in fur, red curtains hang from golden rings. Both walls and floors bear tapestry.
Time to take off these shoes.
A nice fire.
And covers.
A warm nightgown and food.
Cocoa and schnapps.
A chair is set before the fire. Clean clothes are brought, both rich and fine. They cast a mantle on the man, embroidered with a hunting seal. Gawain is warmed, his mood relaxed. He then emerges to the feast, where napkins, salt, and silver sit, a water pan where he might wash. And meat is brought, and seasoned stews, fish baked in bread and broiled in sauces. But beyond that, too, he tastes the discourse of new friends as wine swarms in his head.
And beer. I'm hungry, too.
No beer then.
No beer for me.
I come from somewhere grander than poor I am. I'm from King Arthur's, if you've heard of him.
Well, who in all the world hasn't heard of him?
The sword and the stone.
We've told these stories. Haven't you been listening?
I am Gawain, by chance come here. To find your company, my good fortune.
Gawain, a precious knight, has joined us here.
Then dinner done, the dear ones rise. Night is nigh, and so it's time for merriment.
That was a pretty quick meal.
His lady enters, and with her come all ladies there in waiting. But more than them, how fair she is, in face and flesh and skin and form, in complexion and demeanor, and dare I say more beautiful than even lovely Guinevere. She's coupled with an ancient one, a woman highly honored. One is so fair, the older yellow. On one rich red youth blossoms, the other bears rough, wrinkled cheeks. One is all embroidered with pearls and breasts and throat like fallen snow. The other hides her neck in scarves. Her chin is wrapped in pleats, her forehead swathed in silk. Not barely see her rambling brows, two eyes and nose and naked lips, her body short and thick, and her broad and round, and all see little that's lovely.
My lord! Madam! My ladies, may it please that I might serve you both?
We troubadours will cross the floor, then ring a bell to lord and ladies. Gawain too to sit in special seats.
Now we'll see what joy can be found from fools and poets, Sir Gawain. You too, begin your season's tale.
Wine is brought, we play our games, and mirth abounds in conversation. The Lord leaps up from time to time to keep the mirth from faltering.
Grab off this hood from off my spear, grab vest and shoes and pantaloons. Whoever does so wins a prize, and I myself will try to win. For should I lose, I'll have nothing on.
Zany, but all enjoy the fun.
More dainties, meat, and much more wine is served. The ancient woman sits, and the beauty sits nearby. Gawain sits there between them both as we poets sing our songs.
Maybe I can get a refill on the beer first?
Poets, save us from the misery of winter, sing of spring and warm us up.
Our pleasure.
A west wind for me, for I could do with warmer thoughts.
Then for the lady I shall sing. West wind, when will you come? So small rain down can rain. God were my love in my arms, and I in my bed again.
West
night, Swallow's Day, I say these games are done.
And from delight I take my leave. With gratitude, adieu.
Thus do those days pass on and on. Our Lady and Gawain delight each the company of the other, and they employ their sharpest wit and talk among the merry crowd, conversations that surpass the games. The next day follows, then the third tumbles pleasantly along, until at last the season ends, and tomorrow is when all the guests will leave, leaving just one last night of wine, of carols, stories, and merriment.
Tomorrow, Lord, I shall head out.
The Lord takes Gawain to one side, and arm around his waist speaks thus.
With all my heart I thank you, sir. You've honored me in staying here in my poor home with your good cheer. You have enhanced my house by being my dear guest.
In good faith, sir, the merit's yours, and by rights I'm yours to bid.
Good, then I bid you linger here.
For all the world I cannot stay.
What drives you from our pleasantness to wander winter's cold?
My duty is my word, my friend. A bill is due which I must pay. Some unknown place that I must find. Except for that, I would not leave, for I'm bound to be their New Year's morn.
And what is this place?
A chapel wherein dwells a fearsome knight who's green. I must find him out on New Year's Day. I have been a promise that is more dear than life itself. I must not fail. So bless me and I'll wend my way. I have but 3 days left to find him.
3 days, good Gawain, then stay! This green chapel that you seek is not far from here. Rest, relax, enjoy my home, and I will help you find this place you seek.
Can this be true? Well, if so, I am forever grateful. My quest will end so well that I'll find where I must go, and the word I gave I'll keep. So yes, I'll stay. Yes, yes, I'll stay. I'll do and stay as you desire.
Bring on the ladies, then, and troubadours, and me. Begin the merriment again.
He grabs the knight, pulls him aside.
Many days you wandered, and though well fed and rested here, your recovery is not complete. Tomorrow, then, do linger in your bed, have lunch, talk with my dear wife, who will care for you while I am out. I'll rise early for a hunt.
I will, my lord, most happily.
Since you do all that I ask, I have this small request.
If in my power, it is done.
Well, good dear guest, then what I seek is this. Everything that I win in that day's hunt, I'll give to you. And all that you achieve that day, you'll give to me. And so we'll swap the winnings of our day.
I can consent to that, my friend. Whatever game you wish to play.
A toast, then, to seal our bargain.
This guy goes out and hunts all day, and what he gets, he brings back here and gives it to Sir Gawain. Check. And our Gawain, he sleeps in, he gets up, he has his breakfast, perhaps in bed, and hangs out all day with ladies. Check. And when the good Lord returns from hunting the whole winter's day, he gives him meat for all the nothing Gawain's bagged. Check. I think this sounds like a pretty good deal.
And so they drink and play, amuse themselves as lords and ladies do. Soft words they say, small gestures make. They linger on and talk. Then with a kiss they take their leave. The servants lead the way, with torches to a room, each hero to his bed, repeating how their lord can jest. Wake up!
Let me sleep.
It's time for the hunt!
Let me sleep.
You're worthless.
Too much beer last night. Or was it the wine? Ugh.
The grooms rise well above the dawn, and saddle horses arrange the gear, then dress their masters for their ride. Not last to come, lord of the land joins all the rest as bugles blast. For hounds the kennel doors are oped, and the noisy party loosed. On hounds, the hunt is on. They quickly have the scent. They smell the deer.
I see one up ahead.
Ta-ta-ta-ta! Hearing noise rises of the hunt, the deer bounds down the dale, afraid and dazed up to the height where beaters block their path with shouts to head the hearts and bucks away. For male deer here are never slain, but all the hinds they hold and doze and pursue them down the glade, all fiery arrows into their hides. They leap and bleed and die below. What game escapes, these men run down, chased by the hounds who tear at them, and with each kill they meet with joy. Thus do they pass their time of day.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch,
morning light strikes Gawain's bed, lingers in the dawn.
The hunt!
Don't get up, lazy bones.
The lovely lady cracks the door, slides quietly to reach the bed, while the good knight lies quite still. She gently steps across the way, casts up the curtain, creeps within, and seats herself at Gawain's side, while he feigns sleep and waits for her to show her heart's intent.
Good morrow, my dear lady.
Oh, good morrow indeed. This is a surprise.
With cheek, chin, and cheekful sweet of mingled white and red, she looks at him and laughs with her small, laughing eyes.
Who could not love her, I'd like to know.
Good morrow, Sir Gawain. Deep sleep it is who careless lets me enter to take you unawares. Dear knight, surrender, or I'll tie you up.
Laughingly, the lady jests.
Assaulted thus, my lady fair, I yield outright, which suits me well, for you have won me on the square.
His quips thus equal hers.
But, lady, grant me gracious leave, your prisoner begs leave to rise, to dress, to better talk with you.
No, I think not. No, not at all. You must manage in your bed, tied up. And thus I will address the undressed knight to my cot. Here is Gawain. The world loves his honor, praised by all, by lords, by ladies everywhere. And here I am. And we're alone. My lord and legions off to hunt, my maidens who might catch me here, and the household all asleep. Your door is locked and shut, for I myself have shut it. He is mine whom all the world adores, to use for what of morning does remain. And I, dear knight, yours as you wish, compelled to be your servant.
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
Privilege seems to me, though I'm hardly all you say, unworthy though I am, but pleased, joyous you are pleased with me to do or say what you desire.
It does no good if I speak ill of one who pleases many, for men like you are much esteemed, and trust me, many women would choose to be where I am now, though it costs them all their fortune to joust with you and play these games of words. I'm flattered I no longer want for one who is so wanted.
Madam, you judge so generous, but praise is poor, for my deserts are small compared with your fine grace.
Quite otherwise, my friend. For had I all the wealth of all the women in this world, and held it in my hands, and could give it for one man, then, given what I see in you, your charm, your grace, your courtliness, and how you know the worth of things, I'd spend it all in choosing you.
Wow. Hot.
I'm sure you could do better, dear, but I much value what you value most.
And so the morning, slow on spools, precious warm creeps into winter's day, as she reveals her care for him, as courtesy requires. But then,
though I believe myself to be a woman fair enough, you fear too much the blow that you await. Thus, pardon. I'll go for now, and let you dwell on your dark dreams.
You've nothing I can pardon.
By what I breathe, which shapes my words, I ask a fee for our morning games. For I have failed. I thought you were Gawain.
How have you failed that you could think I am not the Gawain you thought?
Were you he who you pretend to be, you would not linger all this time not asking for a kiss from me. I know the way of Arthur's court, how love and courtliness abide, and that's the knight you claim to be.
Well, as a knight, and so compelled by one as lovely as you are, I'll kiss you at your own request, to see you not displeased, so you need not ask again.
She approaches him, stoops down, and takes him in her arms to kiss. She says no more, not one word more, not with her lips, nor with her eyes, then exits.
I can sit through that scene again.
You're not sleeping now, are you?
That's courtly stuff and hot. I can see how we troubadours get paid.
Our dear knight sits a moment stunned, recovers then at first light calls his valet for his weeds, and dressed in them then heads downstairs to breakfast. As day ensues he is bemused with this and that, as such a guest should be, by those two women old and young.
Yes, and meanwhile the hunt?
Among the deer the Lord has slain, he picks the ones with greatest grease, which then are butchered on the spot. They slit their throats, they cut their veins. They tie and hang them by their limbs, and let the blood drain free. They cut the limbs and free the hide, reveal the belly and the guts. Then cut the haunches free with knives. Then hack the breast. Then carve a breach from breast down to the crotch, from whence the choice fillets they sever from the rest, and extract the gristle for the birds. They then at last with axes remove the head there at the neck, and hew the backbone neck to tail, and hang the carcass by the hocks. Each man receives a share, his due, while liver and the lights go to the hounds, along with innards and the blood for their day's work. Then horns blare loud, and the meat is carried home.
Perfect ending to a perfect day. I smell a feast coming on.
And there, as daylight ebbs, our knight awaits the men before the fire.
When the hunt was good, ladies, join us. See what prize our sport has won. Stack the meat thus. You're on it with my skill. All yours as promised.
They pile the table high with venison hides.
And promises are kept. So I gift you back the gift I've got. For all I've got belongs to you.
Throws his arms about his neck and gives the Lord a kiss.
Hey!
There. Now you have what I have won. There's nothing else, though. If there were, I would as willingly give it thee.
Good night. Thank you. And please do tell where you won this tasty game.
Oh, you can't ask that. To say the source, to name the sport, is asking more than I have pledged. But rest assured, all what's yours I've given thee.
At that they laugh and say no more, but go to dine before the fire and drink the wine the servants pour.
Ah, more beer, good fellows!
Let us vow to repeat. Well, let us repeat what we have vowed today, that what we win tomorrow we also swap.
We'll never wager while you drink.
I do not see why not.
At length they take their leave, each goes to bed and sleeps, until the cock does cackle thrice. Then the Lord leaps from his bed, leaps quick and gets ready for the chase, uncoupling once again the hounds and sounds of horns and hooves. They're off. No deer today, for soon the dogs cry by the marsh, egged on by hunters and the scent. 40 hounds raise up their cries, along with hunters' horns and shouts, around a pool near some wild crag, near some cliff, along some bog. Then stop and circle round. Their prey lurks there. The hounds betray the beast. The men beat bushes, bid it out, and then he comes. The swine runs out. A boar whose grunts give birth to grief thrusts 3 hounds to earth, then bursts free from the harried hounds.
Oh, poor dear pig.
What about the poor hounds?
Some pig, I'd say.
With horns to mouth they low retreat, to hasten dogs to lust to kill. The beast turns oft to maim the pack, but the hunters push them on. Their arrows strike but fail to pierce the spiny back of this old boar. Then full of fear the hunted turns, and seeing this the Lord spurs on, his bugle blowing through the woods. The hog pursued as daylight ends.
Oh, that wild boar's mean, but 40 dogs, I'd run too. Meanwhile,
our lovely hero lies abed, unforgotten by the lady who peeps in on our dearest knight to see today if his mind's changed.
Welcome, worthy woman.
Sir Gawain.
She boldly enters, sits by him, and laughs a lovely laugh.
So, Sir Gawain, I find it strange you do not know the courtly game and fail to do as I have taught, or feign how you forgot.
If I have failed, you must forgive.
I taught you how to kiss. I thought I made that clear, and I thought that you're a knight, so you'd remember how it's done.
No doubt it's chivalrous to claim what, as a knight, one is due. But one should also fear, I think, he'd be denied, and fearing such, he'd show a flaw no knight should bear. Being asked, he'd be refused.
Rest easy, knight. You're not refused. But, even so, you're strong enough to compel all who you choose should some ill-bred fool deny you.
In my master's court, my lady, we frown on violence. No gift is given if not given free. That said, command a kiss from me, and if it pleases you, you shall receive what you desire.
She stoops to kiss his face, and then their hours are spent in idle talk.
I can imagine the conversation.
My good knight, please tell me now why such a one as you has yet to speak to me of love. Most knights come here and speak of that on end. Love and fighting, it's all they know. Such tales are what knights tell, not so? How one endures long hours of love, and how, for love, found, lost, and failed, they avenge themselves on others. How knights go out and do good works, then full of good, come back to bed, to love. It's been twice now I've come in here and heard not yet a word of love. Are not all knights obliged to teach the rest of us of love? What love means, the code and rules by which love rules us all? It's rude, I think. Am I too dull? Too unlovely for your taste? I've come to sit on your sweet bed expecting lessons while my lord is out.
Oh, it pleases me. Who deserves it not? Oh, you come to such a poor, poor man to learn to play the game. You flatter me to ask of love, its meaning, its effects, when you know more than I. I fear my answers would be foolish. Beholden as I am to you, and eager you to serve.
He jousts well with words, as if with lances.
So beseeched and often tried, she seeks to bend his will to hers, but he resists and keeps himself from falling. That day their joy is laughing much and playing at the game, till suddenly she gives a kiss, then takes her leave and goes her way.
How frustrating that must be.
The Lord, meanwhile, is on his horse as they pursue the uncouth swine. The fighting dogs snap at his back. He turns, then runs, then flees, then hides. Finding shelter for a bit, then pelted by the bone races on to find a hole by some small creek where his back against the earth he scrapes the ground, froths from the mouth. This savage beast who's given hurt stands ready to give more.
Oh, we found him, Lord, in here! The pig's in here!
The Lord advances into the brush where the angry boar awaits. The creature snorts. The hunters fear the swine will rush their lord. He sets his feet. He sets his point. The charging boar is impaled. His heart is split. The beast gives way, and 100 hounds are on him.
Hello! Hi! Hey! He got him!
Good shot. The hunter's horns horns are blown as the bleeding boar is dressed. His head hewn off, impaled upon a pike. They split the beast down its rough back, take out its bowels and roast them, then feed them all to hounds. The carcass next is cleaned of guts, then carcass halves bound on a pole and hung to carry home. Behind them, the good lord bears his prize into his hall, the boar's head on a pike.
Gawain, I'll please you with my prize. The hunt was good. How fat that old hog was, how wild! How tangled were the woods. We'll pay tribute to the hounds who not return.
Yes, a perfect gift for someone who has everything. What a day. That's one big pig.
You bring such a bounty from the hunt.
All yours as promised, Gawain.
Then you must also have your due.
Again?
He grabs the lord by the neck and bends him down and lends a kiss, then once again to give his lips another.
There! Now debts are paid. What I've got is yours. Our bargain makes us even.
If this is what you use for currency, you'll soon be rich.
They sit at tables, take their glee around a blazing fire, sing songs of heavy snow outside, how all the earth's asleep, awaiting time to stir. Gawain sits there and makes good cheer beside the lady, who from time to time gives a stolen look to him. But gentle Gawain cannot reprove. He acts with courtly courtesy, whate'er it is her glances hint. Then games come to an end, and the Lord calls them to sit by his fierce fire to drink and talk.
I'll have another glass of beer if you've got it.
Let us repeat tomorrow what we have done today, although I fear I'll start to like your gifts.
I've said before, my gracious lord, tomorrow I must leave, for I'm bound to meet a man I've yet to find. Tomorrow is the New Year's Eve. One day left to find him out.
No, my precious knight, I've pledged, and I keep all my pledges. I'll help you find this lonely place, this green chapel that you seek. So rest, relax, enjoy my home while I go hunt, and at day's end, we'll swap again what we have won. Meanwhile, knights, drink up, and poets sing. For misery too quickly, for joy too quickly turns to sorrow.
Hit it.
Are you going to Scarborough Fair? Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Remember me to one who lives there. She once was a true love, sleeps unaware of the gravity of
So Gawain stays another night, sleeps late while the Lord goes out to hunt.
Lord mounts his horse, they charge away while frost still lingers on the field. The sun will rise a ruddy red and drive away the clouds. The horns resound throughout the woods and rocks. The dogs catch scent of fox and tear through bracken and through marsh. The hunters follow if they can, a rabble hot on Reynard's track. A fleeting sight they catch of him. Then fiercely on with maddening roar, they hound him through the brackish groves. He doubles back through tangled brush, then back again across the road. Stopping, starting, hearing dogs and horses, the men behind, he darts across the snowy lea. But once again, turned back by hounds, he hopes to hide among the trees. Then pauses as they threaten him. Then hope takes hold, and off he runs, filled full with fear into the woods.
Run, Reynard, run!
Led by the fox, the lord and troop fly muddied, frantic, over hills. Then in among, now over them, then under once again. And all the while...
Yes! And then, of course, there's Gawain.
Our fearless knight sleeps his full morn. The curtains pulled around him. Love keeps the lady restless as she holds him to her heart. She rises soon and goes to him. Her nightgown flows across the ground, warm in the fur that lines that gown, but bears her lovely face and neck. She enters in and shuts the door, throws up the window to his room, calls out some cheery morning words.
Ah, man who sleeps this morning new. Wake up, I come to visit.
He dreams of her as would a man who dreads to wake, for fear his fate takes him to some green chapel where an axe stroke does await him.
Yes, what?
Good morning, my dear knights. Awake from all your fearful dreams.
Ooh, that wakes him up, I bet.
Ah, you. Better than any dream.
He smiles and ends his dreams and fears. He's pleased to see her fresh and gay, so faultless dressed in morning wear. Her colors are of earth and sky. It warms his heart to be alive. The green man sleeps as he awakes.
Good morrow, my dear lady.
All bliss and cheer, they chat and laugh, take pleasure each in being there. He knows his peril, he holds back, for soon he must accept her love or rudely thus refuse it. He feels a fool to stand her off, but he'd be a villain to give in, and thus betray his generous friend who has given him his shelter and a home.
I cannot yield, my lady fair, though tempting as it is, and thus betray my gentle host.
He lays aside with softest words what pointed speech spring from her lips.
I blame you if you cannot love another one so close to you, whom I would wound then in her heart. But I won't forgive unless I find you have that lover, someone dear who gives you more than I dare hope, someone to whom you're closely bound, and you too, thus, tied in a knot I cannot loosen. Tell me thus that is so, and don't lie.
I have no lover, dear, nor wife, nor, given what hangs over me, have I a life in which I'll ever have one.
Of all the fates that one can have, that is the worst, the saddest then. Kiss me now and I'll go hence, to mourn, as only one can mourn who's dared to live and love too much.
Sighing deep, she kisses him, then quickly parts from his embrace.
But do me one small thing, I ask. Some comfort as I leave, a gift, a hose, a glove. Give that to me by which I can remember you, and thus help me ease my pain.
Had I here, dear, the dearest thing I own, it would be yours. Though it be all I have, still it be less than you deserve. But I have nothing here to give. My errand is so uncouth and drear, I've brought nothing worth a whit with me. Forgive me that my lot is poor.
Although you have nothing to give me, take this small gift from me.
She offers him a ring of gold whose gleaming stone shines forth as if it were the blushing sun, as you may guess of greatest worth.
I cannot take it, dear. No gifts, for I have nothing to give you back, thus nothing can I take.
Take it, keep it, think of me.
No, I must forswear. I am overwhelmed.
Do you refuse that it's too much? That you be thus in debt to me? Then please, my belt, take it instead. Though mine, its value less.
She unties the lace that binds her waist of bright green silk and threads of gold, and gives that to the knight.
Unworthy though it is, it pleases me to give it thee.
My dear, I cannot take it, nor anything. Not gold, nor dress, nor anything you dare give me here.
All of this is nothing then to you. You'll go, and left behind and her forgotten.
Be not displeased. What can I say that justifies a gift, though humbled as I am by time, your love, your words, and so always at your service.
So you refuse me this small thing, and even this small gift?
No,
It seems too small. It's not worth much, but know that woven in there's good. Whoso be bound in this green belt cannot be wounded in this world. No warrior can thus give him harm. No action can thus slay him.
At that, the knight is made to pause, for this might mitigate his fear. This thing might save him from a death that now so certain seems his fate. She's begging him to take it, and he listens to the lady.
Who knows when even such a knight as you, in all your ways, might find a need?
It's but a trifle thing.
Perhaps.
He's giving way.
Yes, then yes, I'll accept it.
How wonderful! Well, then I will know that near your heart, beneath your mail, where'er you go, there lies a bit of me. Tell no one now. Above all else, tell not the master of this house.
I agree. A secret here is made.
It befits you perfectly.
Just so.
With that, she kisses him. Three times! And leaves as if she's had her fill. Gawain at last bestirs himself, packs his belt secretly, and sighs as morning sun streaks in. The doomsday comes tomorrow, and he goes to his day of mirth with ladies of this place. More mirth as we anticipate than all that's gone before.
I'm starting to worry about that fox. Remember him?
Oh, yes. The Lord at last runs down the fox, who has run through some rough grove, the rabble nipping at his heels, and with swift sword he strikes the beast. A miss! But then, caught by some sharp dog, then all the hounds fall on the fox. The Lord alights, pulls back his dogs, holds Reynard above his head.
Hi-oh! He's caught in thieves! He won't be caught for all our work!
The dogs retreat into a rout. Men blow their horns and gather round.
Got the thief of all our geese. We caught the chicken-killing rascal. Let's all celebrate with beer.
They quickly strip the fox of fur and hasten home. It's evening and the fire is lit. Gawain sits there at sport with all the ladies of this place and greets the Lord as he returns.
It's good you're home, and by the horns, I think your hunt has come to good.
It has, Gawain.
And so be it with my day. I honor all I've promised.
He hugs the Lord and thrice he's kissed.
Troubadour, I'm lost.
Good night, you take too much pleasure.
Good night, you take too much pleasure in your profits. I seem to know that I never know as much about him. I mean the rest of it,
I now delight in paying debts as much as in accruing them.
the worse for me. I hunt all day and have but not this foul fox. The best the devil keeps himself. I exchange a fox for kisses.
Oh, a fox is quite a gift enough.
Then let the feast begin and poets sing of this day's hunt.
They are with mirth and minstrelsy and meats laid out a merry lot. The ladies laugh and jests are made as if the court were mad or drunk, until at last the time has come when men must go to bed.
I thank you, sir, for all your gifts. All you give me from your heart, and all I can repay to you is the honor due to you. Tomorrow I must make my way to my fate at that green chapel. As promised, please direct me there.
Good faith, dear knight. Tomorrow, then, on your noble way, I'll provide a man to guide you.
I go tomorrow, then. And ladies, parting sweet.
Sweet is not the word. So long, good night. We shan't be seeing his likes again.
He wends up to the chamber where he spends the night in thought of what tomorrow will unfold, which is our story yet to come. New Year's morn as morning breaks, as day drives off the night, and storms outside are loosed upon the world. The north wind drifts with light white snow, frost nips the game in woods laid low, and clouds binds the cold to earth. Soon Gawain hears the roosters crow, and rises and will dress to leave. The chamberlain comes to help him dress. First clothes to fight the cold. Beneath his polished plate and mail, he wraps the green belt round his waist, remembrance of his lady's love, her gift for more than beauty's sake, or for the wealth, but to protect him from the blow he fears spells doom. His horse has brought him for the trip.
I thank you for all you've done. Your time, your wishes, and your grace.
Your horse, good sir. May it fare you well.
Gringalet is named, so huge and strong, he gnashes at his bit to go.
I bless you all, and you, my lord. May you and your dear lady here, may joy this year and love find you and her. Would that I lived amongst you all and could give back all I've been given.
He steps into his stirrup, swings aloft, his shield, his sword, his helmet, all on his horse. Then on he spurs his Gringalet, who jumps on stone, no longer still but prancing.
May spirits of the earth this poignant time of year give aid, and so all of you may flourish.
The bridge is lowered, gates unbarred, our hero crosses on the boards, where a porter gives his blessing.
I shall lead you to that dismal place, to where you'll take that promised blow.
And so they go. One seeks his fate, the other guides him there. They ride by banks where boughs are bare. They skirt the cliffs where cold ice clings, where shield of sky is fixed to earth, and each hill wears the cold gray mist which melts ice on mountainsides. Dreary is the way.
Let's pause, for soon we come to that green mount. And dear friend, if I do dare call you such, let me give advice. It's dangerous. A man dwells there if he be man, and the worst by far. A man who's querulous and mean, who likes to fight as well he might. The biggest man I know, who takes great pride in fighting. He loves to crush men in his hands, whether they be lowly men like me, or strong warriors, kings, or priests. He loves to kill more than he loves to live. Go, against someone like him, I greatly doubt you'll return.
Oh, time to head for home, I'd say. I forgot to turn off the coffee pot.
Let him go on.
Let well enough alone. Take the road away from here. No one will know that you fled. I will go back and tell them nothing. That instead you chose to live.
I know that what advice you give me comes from your love, and it is kind that you would hide my cowardice. But even if you kept your word, I know myself a coward. That would not do. My honor's here, and my fate rests with this man, if he be man.
So be it then. Go off to die. Hold your sword close to your side and go along that rocky ledge. On up until the valley opens up. Then look across the great green grass to a ravine where a chapel sits. All green, there he lives. The burly man you see. I will not go on, not for all the gold there is.
At that, the porter spurs his horse and spurs hard the beastly horse, and they leave our night alone.
Hello out there. Hello. A little scary, I'd say.
On Gringalet, he takes a path and passes through the winter woods, along a slope to find a dale that seems all wild, all everywhere. No dwellings near those steep banks, nor in among the stony crags, nor in the shadows of the cliffs. No chapel anywhere, not anywhere. But soon ahead, a spot of grass, perhaps a mound beside the stream that babbles as it boils along. Gawain rides up and looks, alights, and ties his reins to some rough branch, then walks about the hill, debates what this might be. One end's a hole drilled down the other side, all overgrown with grass and hollow in its darkest heart. It puzzles him. A cave, he thinks. Perhaps a crevice in a crag, but surely not a hole.
Is this the place the devil prays? A church all overgrown with herbs, where green men do their prayers? Where such a fiend may dwell? No good can come from such a cursed place.
His helmet on, his sword in hand, he walks up to the cave and hears a savage noise, like cracking stone, like some knife sharpened on a wheel, like misery from such aches and pains thus rushes over stony ground.
Is this the devil made for me? Though I be damned, I will not fear.
He breathes deep, he calls aloud.
Who makes these sounds? Are you the one I've come to meet? I am Gawain, if you are he who waits for me. Show yourself. Say what you want.
Oh, there he is, look!
Watch out!
You call this your house?
I'm here to take delivery on our bargain.
All green as was the man before, his skin, his limbs, his locks, his beard, all but the bottoms of his feet. He moans, he wails, who knows not what, and slow descends across a crag, arises from a deep dark hole, whirling up, a sharp stone axe in hand, prepared to give the fatal blow. So with the axe he vaults a stream, and thus through snow he comes to greet the knight.
I'm pleased to see our man to keep his word.
I'm here, and my word is honored.
It's exactly 12 months and a day your debt is due. Lying.
Alone
to do just as we want. So take off your helmet and give to me what I gave to you, a chance to give your neck a blow.
I begrudge you not what I have bargained, whatever consequence to me. But do it please with one quick stroke, while I do not to hinder you.
Gawain bows down and bends his neck. He yields his flesh to him. He will not flinch. He does not dread. He cares for naught but this. The man in green gets ready quick, picks up the tool out of the neck of young Gawain. He lifts the axe. He aims a blow to slay him, but
what?
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 Gawain then sees the blade descend and quivers slightly at the thought. But though it falls with mighty force, it stops.
It stops?
You flinched! You must not be the good Gawain who all have held so high and brave. He'd never flinch. He knows no fear, as many poets fondly tell. When you struck me in Camelot, I neither flinched nor fled your blow. Though my head fell to the floor, I didn't wince at all. You fear the pain before the deed, which proves I am a better man.
Yes, I flinched this once. I'll not do so again, though my head falls to the floor, knowing mine can't go back. I can't grab it right away like you. Set yourself to do this thing. Deal me my due, and do it now. One stroke, no more is all you get. Don't waste the chance. I'll not flinch. You have my word.
I'm at you then.
He heaves the axe aloft and aims the savage man. He strikes again.
But what?
It touches not his neck. He halts the axe, not cutting skin. Gawain awaits as cool as stone, a stump deep rooted in the ground. It stops.
It stops.
I see your heart is in this. Pull back that hood that Arthur gave and see if it preserves thy neck.
Good God, will you quit saying what you'll do and do it? You threaten me too much.
I'll proceed without delay.
The Green Knight takes a step. He knits his brows. He licks his lips and lets the axe come to the neck. So slight this time the skin is cut and bright red blood drops to the snow. Gawain leaps up and draws his sword, then puts his helmet on his head.
He lives! Time to head for home. Get out of here.
There, sir. Now cease. You've had your one. No more from you than what I got. My duty is fulfilled, no more. One stroke was all our deal.
The warrior leans against his axe and laughs at how he has stood his ground. Devoid of fear, and he is pleased.
My friend, there's no need to fight. We got and gave as we agreed. You've earned the stroke you've had. I easily could have given worse. At first, a feint, but not a blow. For in the manner where you stayed, we agreed to give and get no more than due. The second was a feint as well, for the honor you showed me. The strike I gave you no harm. For men give trust, they need not fear. The third strike, though, drew blood. For the belt that you now wear was given by my wife.
Your wife?
Indeed. I arranged it thus, and kisses too. She was to test if you were true, and much of this I find no fault. You may well be the best of knights, certainly the best I've met. But fail you did, but not for love, but for love of life. In this there's much less to blame.
That brave knight stands a while and groans within, for shame takes him and blood runs to his face.
Curse on me for cowardice and greed, for loving life too dear can be profane. I must submit to honor.
He clutches the knot, undoes his belt, and hands the garment to his foe.
You were deceived, my friend. I feared your blow. I debased my honor for my life. I am a fallen knight, a knave who's lied and failed. A coward, sir. Sorrow comes and haunts our lives from failure such as this. Let me confess, will you bring about my end?
He laughs.
He laughed.
He laughs?
The Green Knight laughs, but shows concern.
You are redeemed, my noble friend, and have forgiveness from my acts. Thus need fear no further harm. And please, do take this golden weed as green as me, and wear it all your days, to tell as you repeat the tale of my green chapel, how on New Year's Day you died and were reborn.
Oh, sir, there is goodness in your heart. And where there's good in deepest night, there's warmth for us even in the weary cold.
And reconcile with my dear wife. All she did was as I asked. She tempted you to your despair.
Gawain removes his helmet, takes the Green Knight's hand.
My visit has been good. May blessings come to you. Commend me, please, to one so sweet, your comely wife and her old friend, both of whom beguiled me. Temptation may destroy us all, and yet, in death, in deepest winter time, lies hope of spring again. In days when all the earth retreats, when life turns cold, what dares to live will die. Yet, time of warmth remains. That's time to sit before a fire, to sip a harvest wine, to wrap oneself in wool, to feast with friends. In winter there's camaraderie, to savor moments such as those I strayed. Thought passing thought, my life was worth more than my word. Desire stirring in me for my days ahead, I came to love life over honor bound.
If there's fault in loving life, it's small.
This is the time when life hides deep within the earth, when all is ice, dead and driven hope is hidden. The year seems lost and dead. Time seems to freeze like barren trees, and then it stops. As if on skates it turns one day, and slow begins a long, slow climb to something new. We see her rise from her old haunts. She tempts us on, beguiles us once again to life, beckons us to partner in her bed, to hope again, to live and go beyond ourselves in all the ways our hearts, not minds, lead us to go.
Tempt on.
Commend me to your comely mate, who wakened dreams in me that I desired to live and love, and to her other, darker half, who with her did beguile me. No wonder I raved like such a fool. I found passion in their magic. This simple belt I will keep, not for its precious gold, not for its smooth silk thread, nor for the pendants hanging there, not for the beauty of the work, but as a mark of my own fault. So as I ride where I be known, this belt shall signal my lament of how I honored not who honored me. I shall forgive when others fail. But tell me one thing, if you will. What is your name? How are you known?
Good question.
I'm Burnlock de Outdesert. In my house dwells Morgan Le Fay, master of old Merlin's mysteries. She knows you and Camelot, where goddess Morgan tames us all. It was she who sent to test if the stories she had heard were true. Her wonders were to stun your wits, my head to frighten Guinevere. She is your aunt, half-sister to the king, our noble Arthur of Camelot.
Ah, magic! I knew there was something going on more than this family thing. Small world, I'd say.
I beg you, sir, come stay with me. Meet your aunt. My household loves you well, myself included.
And I love them as well, my friend. But I must return to Camelot. and let them know I've satisfied the debt.
They embrace and kiss as men did then, and part. Gawain to home, and the Green Knight off to where the Green Knights go.
It's wild again the long way home. Sometimes he has a place to sleep, but sometimes not. His neck is healed when he arrives, and there's joy Gawain is home. The king gives him a kiss as well, as does the queen and many knights.
Yeah, a lot of kissing here.
Before the fires at Camelot, he tells his tales. The Green Knight's way his ladies too, and always of the lace. He shows the scar, how he was weak, and always then he blushes.
This is the evil and the loss, that facing death in life we cower. This belt is the eternal shame I wear, which I shall wear forever.
The knights will always smile at this, and all now wear this belt. The band of green their comrade wears. So there beneath the winter's cold,
Beneath their plates of steel lies hope that passion always lives, that spring will come as it has come, and we are redeemed for loving life.
though weak to do what we must do, and yet in that, no shame for holding to.